Sharing the good times with good friends. We spent quite a bit of time exploring all the different islands and most of the bays. Snorkeling off the back of Anacan. Just some of the tracks we laid down as we sailed around this beautiful archipelago. All good things do come to an end. It was time to set sail, head south for the hurricane season. It was an early start for us. We set our course for St Martin. It would be the second time we'd drop our anchor in Simpson Bay. We catch up with Cheryl and Paul Shard of Distant Shores and head off to the Phillipsburg Carnival.
Come on, come on, come on, come on! Survival!
After a great time in St Martin, we set our course for Antigua. But under the full moon and a very rough sea, we changed our mind and turned and went over to St Kitts. And just as well, we sought the shelter from the island because the next morning it was blowing a hoolie. We managed to find a marina berth for Anna Cam in the capital, Basseterre. It took a few days for the weather to settle down enough so we could set our course finally for Antigua. After almost a full day of tacking our way into the trade winds, we made landfall in jolly harbour, Antigua. We sailed around to the English harbour for the second time. Onward we go, this time down to De Hayes on Guadeloupe. We were absolutely blown away by the French hospitality, but it was still time to head further south, this time down to the Isles des Saints. We spent quite a bit of time anchoring around the different islands in this little group. This location also had the very yummy French food. Another favourite here was the Carib beer. Onward we go, this time to the beautiful Dominica. Portsmouth Bay on Dominica is a lovely place to drop the anchor. We hooked up with Martin Providence, a guide that took us on a land tour. Martin showed us the mimosa plant, how it wilts when you touch it. Walk away, come back, and it's all opened up again. He also showed us how you can create an instant tattoo just by using the back of the fern fronds. Cliff jumping into the rock pool. The next stop for us is Fort de France in Martinique. We found a guest in Dominica. Fiona. She has spent time with us every year since we've had Anacam. Is this a church? A courthouse? No, it is a library. More guests join us on board. We have Isaac and his mum, somewhere swimming up in front of Anacam, is Susie. We sail past HMS Diamond Rock and onto La Marine. Onward we go. The next stop for us is Rodney Bay in St Lucia. Just after we set our anchor, we met one of the local characters, Gregory, selling all sorts of fruit and vegetables. We took a berth for Anacam in the Rodney Bay Marina, because this is where all of our guests jumped ship. With just the two of us on board now, we set our sails for the Pitons on the south end of the island of St Lucia. We managed to find a mooring in the bay for the night. Early the next morning, with Annie at the helm, we set our course for St Vincent and the Grenadines. Our first stop down this way was going to be Beck Way. With Annie back on the helm, this time we head for the Tobago Cays. Just take a look at that beautiful water. The next location down here is the island of Mariu. We anchored in Saline Bay and found several buddy boats already here. Our final stop in St Vincent and the Grenadines is Chatham Bay on Union Island. I always try to swim the anchor just to make sure it is well set, but these giant starfish were quite a distraction. And it turns out the anchor is well set. Annie's back on the helm as we set our course or Carriacou. We cleared out of St Vincent and the Grenadines on Union Island and were about to clear into Grenada on the island of Carriacou. The weather was terrible, but we were talked into leaving the shelter of Carriacou and heading towards Grenada. And just to rub salt into the wound, there was an undersea volcano erupting just to the north of the island of Grenada that we had to navigate our way around. Our first stop in Grenada was Halifax Harbour. Quickly it became Blowfly Bay, as there is a landfill rubbish dump just at the head of the bay. Sailed right around to the south end of the island to a place called Hartman Bay, where we would spend the entire hurricane season sheltering right here.